welcome back to my channel. I am absolutely thrilled to share this new information with you. I got a huge download of information recently from my guides and the Galactic Alliance that I'm just dying to share with you. This information is going to specifically be about the shift, the event, and what timelines mean and why free will and absolute timelines kind of fluctuate. And so this is brand new information, and I can't wait to share it with you. So if this is something that you already are really excited about, please like and subscribe below. I absolutely love your support. Okay, let's dive in. So I have taken some notes, and it's really just to kind of keep me on track. I will be channeling some of this information because they asked me to. So there's a couple of bullets that I'm going to talk about, but then I will stop and then ask them if whatever they want to add. But this was a lot of detailed information. So they really kind of needed to give it to me a little bit first so that I had a better understanding of what direction they wanted me to go in. All right, so let's kind of jump on in. So the first thing I wanted to explain is free will. Our reality and where we live right now in this space-time, we have free will choices. That means we get to create our reality because we get to choose what we are going to be doing, when, how, and why, pretty much. And our free will choices can therefore alter the direction in which we go. We can choose to make this choice, and we have so many options and there's so many possibilities, but when we make a choice, we take the next step forward on that timeline, okay? So at any given time, there are many outcomes or possibilities for us, and we have the ability to choose. However, if there are specific events that need to take place, okay, they will be there in every single timeline or possibility or outcome that we could choose. So let me get an example from them. Okay, so let's say there is an event that needs to take place, and this event is going to shake people, wake them up, and it is going to affect many people. An event like a weather or disaster, an event like a pandemic. So this situation or this event is going to affect many people. This is absolute, and it will show up on every timeline that could possibly exist because I get to choose my reality, right? I have choices, but that pandemic is going to happen no matter what I choose. I can't get out of it. There's no way that I can wiggle my way out of experiencing that. And nobody can because it was meant for all of us to experience, okay? So that's just an example of an absolute event. Now, other things, whether I dye my hair and what I eat for lunch, are free will choices. Who I date, all these things are free will choices, right? But there are some things that are very absolute, okay? What can change, although something is absolute, our free will choices can affect the absolute, meaning how long it lasts, how many people is affected, how bad it is, can all become a part of our free will choices. For example, if all of us went outside and shared a lollipop and didn't wash our hands and stuck our fingers in our noses and mouths, and of course it's something that's contagious and we would have all got it, right? Not very smart, but my point is that was a free will choice and we could have made it worse, the outcome worse, or not, okay? So what my guides want to point out, and this is just an example, don't get hung up on my example, okay? This is just an example. But what they're trying to explain is that you have free will choices. There are some things that are absolute, although you do still have a lot of free will choices around the absolute, but it's going to happen no matter what. Whether you shared a lollipop or not, there's going to be a pandemic, right? That's kind of what they're saying. Okay. Hopefully that explains what I'm trying to say. So when it comes to this absolute event, the date, the time, how long it lasts, how many people it affects, or how bad it is, all have to do with free will choices, right? But it's going to happen. So here's why I'm explaining this. My team of light, the Galactic Alliance, anybody's guides that they may communicate with, they can see the absolute because it is on every single timeline. My personal timeline, my guide can see my personal timeline that is going to have an effect on my life and everyone's lives. So they can see the absolute, okay? So this is why they were talking about timelines, and they're saying that I have all these free will choices, but there are certain markers upon my life where I am living in this time and space where there are absolute events that are going to happen no matter what. These may be specific to just me. Maybe like I'm going to have a kid, or I am going to, I don't know, move to another state or something, or out of the country. Like that may be absolute. But I also have free will choices surrounding when I'm going to move, how long I'm going to take, where I'm going to go, things like that. Okay. The reason why they're explaining this to me is because they're talking about how we can affect our personal timelines and the collective. So let me dive into this. So I'm sure a lot of you who are very well connected with your guides and do have conversations with them get frustrated, as do I, when I ask them a question and they say, well, there are free will choices involved and we cannot answer that at this time. That drives me crazy, right? But I understand why, and this is what they were trying to explain to me. They see the absolute markers on a timeline, and there are endless amounts of timelines, right? Because I had a bunch of free will choices that would get me down this path, right? So it's not until the time of that event, we'll say, approaches, do I make choices that eventually get me on that path, right? I can go this way, I can go this way, I can go straight. I have all these free will choices. So they know where the absolute markers are, but they can't possibly tell us all the time when, where, how bad. You know, they can't until we have made enough free will choices to get us very close to the time of that event. Okay. So I hope that explains to a lot of people and other light workers like me that you guys may be following that say things about timelines and how we've shifted timelines or how free will choices are involved, but there's an event, you know, that's what they really wanted to clear up. They wanted me to explain that there are some things on every timeline that are absolute. There are some things that we have there are a lot of things, basically, we have free will choices of everything else in between, right? Okay, so here is a twist. So you got to follow along with me. I told you this was going to be a lot, okay? They also wanted me to explain that right now, we have all as a collective got ourselves in this space-time timeline where the realm lines, the lines between realities are thin. And the meaning that what separates us from parallel universes, what separates us from our past lives and stuff like that are all very, very thin. This is a huge opportunity for us to do a ton of healing work because as we do our shadow work and as we heal ourselves, we can actually heal through time. Because it's actually more accurate to consider a past life as more of a current life. Because we're talking about parallels, meaning that every past life you've ever had is actually playing out right now, all at the same time. Because when we go beyond the level of our physical reality, we move beyond, we move into a state of simple consciousness. And we are in our light body forms, which means there is no need for time. Time is linear. It does not exist. It only exists here in our human reality, right? So you're really not, there's no such thing as a past life. It is a current life. So when I work on myself, my Akashic records, my karma, and I heal my wounds, I am healing myself right now, but I am also healing the wounds from the past. And because I'm healing myself right now, I now will not be drawn or have to go through another negative experience to learn that lesson. I have stopped that cycle. I have healed, which means I am less likely to make a decision getting into a poor relationship or something like that. I'm less likely to make that decision because I have healed in this right now lifetime, which means I probably won't make that mistake in the future. So they're saying right now you have the ability to heal through time. Now, I made a video about this before. This isn't actually what I wanted to talk about, but I felt like I had to explain this first before I could explain this next part. Okay, so they said that it's very important for us to understand that every choice we make, every meditation we do, every active, when we actively heal ourselves, we are changing the timelines. We are changing the trajectory of ourselves and what path we are on, and it ripple effects out to other people and how it affects them and their timelines. And it gets even bigger from there. Because when enough people hold the space for healing themselves, to hold the space for others to heal themselves, to hold the space of peace and positivity, as a collective, that energy ripples out, affecting many people. So therefore, they make different free will decisions, right? They're influenced to make better, more positive free will decisions, which then as a collective can shift us into a different timeline. And they said that only the collective, working as a unity, working as one, can we then change the absolute events. Not one person can change the absolute events. As a collective, we can then change the events. Okay? Okay, I really, really, really hope you guys understood that, because I know it can be a little heavy. You've got to be a little abstract. You've got to be open-minded for that. I'm sending you love and light right now so that, and this is a huge download, so I'm hoping that you're really getting this and absorbing it. Okay, let me ask them now if they want to add anything to this. Okay. Okay, they said that because of that, this is exactly why so many light workers, indigo children, crystal children, healers, Reiki masters, mediums, naturalists, star seeds, they're telling me this is why so many have come right now to this time and space. Okay, because it's only as a collective that we can change some of these absolute outcomes. And they are capable of holding the space. Boom, right? They're capable of holding that peace and love and positivity. They are capable of stepping back, holding that positivity and stepping back and not participating in the chaos, not participating in the nonsense, right? They can hold that peace and space. They are capable of doing that, right? And in doing so and showing and sharing that with other people, we empower other people to wake up to their divinity and their divine light within, to wake up that they have control of their reality, to wake up and start working on themselves and with the collective, right? I'm almost out of breath. I am so excited. They are channeling hard right through my crown chakra too. Okay, let me see. Okay, so they're also saying that this is vitally important right now because it doesn't just affect us and our timeline and our little human Earth planet, okay? What they're saying is everything is connected. When you step way back, step away from the planet Earth, step away from our little galaxy, look at the entire universe and every being in it, that what happens here and now affects the universe. And so they're saying people, oh, that's interesting. People volunteered to come right now. These light body beings that incarnated as humans, they came here for a reason. They came here right now to help hold that space, to give the rest of us time to awaken and wake up to our divinity, to help avoid some of these absolute events and shift the timelines so that we create less suffering. Because if we do not, basically there's a lot of suffering, and that can ripple out and affect many, many light body beings through time. And it has an effect on everything, they're telling me. And so they're like, that's why there are so many people awakening. That's why there's so many people that came. And in fact, this is interesting too. Okay, they're telling me that it was a privilege, which it doesn't feel like it sometimes. Let me tell you, I'll be honest to say that sometimes I scratch my head and wonder why the hell I chose to come here at this time. But they're telling me this is a privilege. It was a privilege, and only the best, the highest light body beings that could really handle being here, because it's so hard. They volunteered, but even at that, they were specifically chosen because they knew that they could handle it, right? They knew, and other light body beings, higher level, like 11th and 12th dimension beings, were choosing who gets to come here, because they're like, this is a major, major moment in our reality. Major, major moment. Okay. Whew. Oh man. Okay. Whew. Okay, let me come down off my big high here for a second, and let me just kind of focus and see if there's anything else they want to say. Okay. They want me to express that, and they've said this before, that all of us, whether you're awakened or not, whether you think this video is bananas, we are all light body beings. We have amazing gifts. We are divine light. We have source within us. We are source. We are these light body beings. We are just in this simple human suit, having this human experience. But what they're saying is that we are all so beautiful, and I wish you could feel, it almost makes me want to tear up. I wish you could feel the absolute unconditional love and compassion and support that they are pouring out right now. And this is why they're saying, like, we absolutely love you. We see the work that you're doing. We see the effort that you put in. We know how difficult this is, but you are like the warriors. You are the brave. You are the best. You are the brightest. And, you volunteered to come, but we also, we asked you, you volunteered, and we know how hard this is, but you also knew before you came here and got your slate wiped clean, you also knew how incredibly detrimental and powerful this moment in time was. And so they are just sharing so much love and gratitude, and just saying, take a moment, no matter what you believe, what your religion is, what you believe, what you've been exposed to, what you've been programmed with, it doesn't matter. They're just saying, in this moment right now, just take a step back and really feel your inner light, feel that divinity, understand that you are so incredibly powerful, more than you know, and that the illusion of simply being human, it's an illusion, right? The illusion of being alone, the illusion of not having power to make these choices, the illusion of being a victim and that things happen to you, right? All of those things are illusions that you have to work through to get to a higher vibration of understanding. And they're like, you guys are all doing amazing. And so anyway, I want to leave you with that, because I think that is just such a powerful and beautiful message. I hope I explained some things that you guys have been hearing, these terms like timelines and shift and the event. I hoped I blew the minds of some people that can handle this level of information. I hope I planted seeds for some of you that are kind of like, I don't really know about all this. That's okay. You're just newly awakening. It's fine. But these will be some of those seeds that are planting now for you that will manifest in a year or so, or a couple months maybe. You'll be like, holy crap, I didn't realize how deep that message was. And you know what? Some of you are going to watch this video a year from now, and it'll be exactly what you need to hear at the right time, because these are timeless, right? They're channeling information through me and making sure that I to the best of my ability, express what it is that we need as a collective in humanity. So I just want to share that with you guys. And I'm so grateful for your support. Again, if this is something that you really are interested in, and you are, if this hit you in your heart chakra and you were so excited to hear this message, please like and subscribe below. I love the support. It is a way for me to honor and continue my purpose, which is not only helping people along their healing journey, but to help educate them and turn their light on, right? To shed light enough on them so that they can find it within themselves and really grow in every facet, in every way. So thank you so much for sharing this video and time with me. Love and light, my friends.